I'm Rachel,
Hi, I'm Julia.
where we live in faith every day.
This is Life.
Welcome to Life!
Hey guys!
So today is our self-care wrap-up. We thought we would talk about some Bible verses and how it relates and how the Bible wants us to care for ourselves and how important that is. And so we wanted to give you guys some proof texts and for us to have like a Bible discussion, because when we're talking about God, God speaks to us through the Bible.
Right. So let's review. The first video we talked about was the physical health, right? So eating, exercising, taking care of yourself physically, and then we talked about the emotional health and the psychological health. So mentally and how we think and how we
Our feelings, pain, traumas, you name it.
your expertise part of it. And then we talked about the spiritual side, which is about how you should, or sort of meditation, how you spend time with God, right?
In your relationship with God and how you do that.
And supporting each other spiritually as well.
And so this time, a lot of the Bible verses, it points out certain things, but then it talks about our mind and then our body as a whole.
Right.
So what are some Bible verses? I know you found quite a bit.
Right.
So
so we have some written down right now. We have Romans 12:1-2. I appeal to you, therefore, brothers, by the mercies of God, to present your body as a living sacrifice, holy and acceptable to God, which is your spiritual worship. Do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed of the mind, that by testing you may be discerned what is the will of God, what is good and acceptable and perfect.
okay, so this one talks about two aspects of what we already talked about. It talks about first the body as a living sacrifice,
Right.
because our body is a temple of God, right? So he wants us to take good care of it. He wants us to be healthy. And then the second part is
The mind.
the mind.
Right. Which is super important because your body and mind is connected.
Yeah.
Right.
Which is why I actually wanted to become a therapist, because if the mind isn't healthy, neither is the body. People are so focused on the body, they forget if you're stressed, you're gonna have issues with the body, you know?
Yeah.
So,
And we want to, this is really good Bible verse because it, shows really how it connects. And that's what we're trying to do here. We're trying to connect all three aspects of this self-care.
right.
Okay, so the next one, this kind of goes with, your body is the temple. It's one of my favorite verses, 1 Corinthians chapter 3, 16-17. Do you not know that you are God's temple and that God's Spirit dwells in you? If anyone destroys God's temple, God will destroy him. For God's temple is holy and you are that temple.
Right. So again, same thing about, Romans. It's talking about our body being a temple. And he repeats this over and over and over. It's like he's saying, your body is not just your own anymore. It's someone else's. It's mine. I bought you at a price. I died for you. I want you to be healthy and I want you to be happy and I want you to take care of your body because I care about you and I love you.
Yeah, and not only did he bought us by sending his son, right, to die for us, but he created us from the beginning, right? From the beginning, it was personal. He could have been like, oh, let there be human, let there be light, right? Because one word he says, it happens. But no, he took the time to care for us, make us. He knows what's best for us. And he made us in his image. I think that's so awesome and amazing, so beautiful.
And I think another reason why God says that our body is God's temple, because I think some people, they take care of other people's things better than they do their own. So if I know that my body isn't my own, then I'm going to try to take care of it more than if it was my own body. Because, people, I don't know why, but they hate themselves. you know? Or they're like, oh, I want to fix this part. I want to like, oh, why is my cheek so big? You know,
Self-conscious.
Eggs. But, you know, and I'm just like, oh, why am I so fat? I need to lose weight. Or, you know, they have so many like complex about their body, but then God's like, no, I love you just the way you are. It's my body as much as yours, kind of.
But that doesn't mean just because you come as you are, there's a certain line between
Right.
that too. You should be healthy, you should take care of your body, right? So, yeah, you shouldn't worry too much because, you know, you're beautiful the way you are, but at the same time, we should take good care of our health.
Right.
Yes. Proverbs chapter 11, verse 17. A man who is kind benefits himself, but a cruel man hurts himself.
It's interesting because, do you remember? Okay, I'm going to talk about Justin Coe again. But you remember what Justin Coe said? Hurt people. If you don't know how to, and this is what I say a lot too, is if you don't know how to love or accept God's love and you don't know how to love yourself, then you're going to hurt other people. And when you hurt other people, no one's going to want to be around you and you're going to end up being all alone. And at the end of it, you're going to be the one that's left alone and lonely and sad. And you're going to wonder why. So if you are cruel to yourself, then you're going to be cruel to other people around you. So if you learn to be kinder to yourself, then you can learn to be kinder to other people.
And it makes you honestly feel better if you're kinder to others, right? If you hurt someone, then like, what is that going to do to you, you know? John 13:34. A new commandment I give to you, that you love one another. Just as I have loved you, you also are to love one another.
So, this is the actual golden rule, right? We talk about this quite often, but here it is, John 13:34. This is the new commandment, but it's not really a new commandment because the 10 Commandments says exactly that.
Yes.
It's love God, learn to love yourself, and then learn to love others, because if you love someone, you're not going to kill them,
Right.
you're not going to steal from them, you're not going to do any of that.
Yes, unconditional love.
Right.
So this is why we stress this so much. Honestly, guys, you're probably like, wow, what does this have to do with self-care, right? We, on the internet, we put self-care, like verses, right? To just like kind of wrap things up. And it's all about loving one another, you know, loving ourselves, you know, as God loved us. And that's super important for self-care, for mentally, because if it's mental, then also body, and then comes spiritual, right? Because even spiritual is all about love, self-care and love, right? I think he says it a new commandment because we don't really understand that. We didn't understand the 10 commandments he gave us. The whole like wrap up is love, you know? He had to give us step by step. And he's like, oh, they still don't understand. So here's a new commandment, you know, which is, I give to you that you love one another,
but
just as I have loved you. Huh?
But it's not new.
It's not new. He just does it because we don't understand. This is where the whole you should support one another comes in, which is 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 11. Therefore, encourage one another and build one another up, just as you are doing.
So, we talked about this in our spiritual self-care, where that's where the community comes in, right? Having a good community where you are loved for just who you are, not for your skill sets or what you can offer, but for who you are. And that is exactly what this is talking about. It's like, encourage one another and build each other up. If you're sitting there and you're talking about like, oh, that person is terrible, or this person is terrible, did you hear what that person said, and did you hear what that person did, and you're not bringing them up, you're tearing them down.
Right.
And that's exactly what bullying is. So do I need to explain myself?
No. Yeah, and like, I love how right after he says, therefore encourage one another and build one another up. Right after this is just as you are doing. So that means, again, yourself first, right? If you can build up yourself first, then you can help each other, right? From what you guys individually do or learn. 1 Peter chapter 5, verse 7, casting all your anxieties on him because he cares for you. So, casting all your anxieties on him, which refers to God. So, just
And I think we do that with
Yeah.
our friends too, especially with like gals. I don't know about guys. I know guys, they don't really talk much.
Like low-key.
Yeah, but like girls, when they're stressed out, they go to their friends and they're like, "Oh my gosh, this is what happened." You know, they just like go crazy, and I'm just like, "Whoa, calm down." You know, like it's okay. You know, it's like we go to our friends. There we go. So we do that with our friends because we need someone to just talk it out with, you know, vent with. And God is saying, come vent it to me too. He understands that sometimes we need to talk things through.
You just need someone to listen.
Yeah.
Like, you want someone to listen to you.
Exactly.
And that's super important for mental health because no matter how much you want to keep to yourself, I know a lot of my friends, they like to keep things to themselves. Honestly, that's not the healthiest. I think you should express how you feel. Sometimes it's hard for some people, but you know, sometimes talking it out is really like
Because they're
the
not used
benefit.
to it. Yeah.
Right. And then God wants us to do that. He wants us to come to Him, question Him. This is the whole spiritual aspect of self-care, right? It's like, hey God, like, why is this happening to me? Or, you know, asking questions that you're confused about.
Or, you know, even while you're talking, sometimes you talk it out and then you find answers for yourself. You start answering your own questions. You just need a sounding board.
Yeah.
And God can be that sounding board for you.
Right.
You know?
So he's like a friend. He is a friend. He's our father. Matthew chapter 11, verse 28. Come to me, all who labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest. So goes back to the verse on 1 Peter.
Cast all the anxieties onto Him. And also, it's another thing where when you are really stressed out, you kind of want to go to a really close friend just to like chill and relax.
Yeah.
You know, like for me, sometimes I'm just like, oh, I am so stressed out. Hey, let's hang out. You know, or hey, let's go shopping. Or hey, you want to go grab something to eat? Let's, you know,
Right.
catch up. You know.
And if you are stressed out, if like what we talked about, I think in our physical self-care, rest, take a break, step away. If you have to, you know, if you're the type to have like a schedule, give yourself a time slot to rest because sometimes your body needs it. Your body's telling you something. And we stress this so much in our physical self-care. Like, you know, give yourself a break away from schoolwork, or maybe you're stressed about church.
Away from anything,
Yeah,
you know.
The last one transitions back to Matthew, right? So Genesis chapter 2, verse 3. So God blessed the seventh day and made it holy, because on it God rested from all His work that He had done in creation.
So the first one is talking about rest, and then the second one is talking about God actually set aside a day for you to rest.
Yeah.
So He's like not just letting us know, hey, you need to rest. He's like, no, I'm giving you a day to rest. You should take it off.
Yeah.
And it's very helpful.
Mhm.
When I was in school, I didn't just take Sabbath off. Oh, I took another day off. It was Wednesday. So my friend and I took it upon us. We took it very seriously. And on that day, we didn't do any schoolwork. We didn't think about any schoolwork. We didn't talk about research paper. Nothing. So when my friend is just like, yeah, I was thinking about this, about my dissertation. I'm like, nope. No.
It's Wednesday.
Stop. Right. And that actually rejuvenated us because we felt rested enough. And so when we started going back into our research and everything, we felt refreshed enough to focus. Whereas if we didn't do that, then we're like, oh, we're at it again. And then we don't feel so great. And so when it got too busy and our schedules didn't match anymore, we didn't have that Wednesday. There was, like, you could feel the difference of when we did have that Wednesday off and then when we didn't get to have that Wednesday off. Yeah. It gives you a chance to take a break from this world.
Yeah, it really does. And honestly, that day He given us rest, right? When I rest on that day, it makes me so happy. Like, I'm not thinking about anything but God and like our church family and just spending time with God, right? Like, you know, everything has to do with Him, glorifying Him.
Yeah.
I hope that this was a blessing, or maybe helped you guys understand a little bit more how physical, emotional, psychological, and then the whole spiritual wraps up together. and how it all connects.
And it's a package
Yes.
of goodness. 사과 같은 내 you're okay. Anyways.
I feel like in the edit she's gonna put dot, dot, dot. You're probably gonna match it with my finger. Dot, dot, dot. Do you guys like her edits? Because I love it. Or if you guys have any questions or you guys want to share Bible verses that kind of shows about self-care, whether that's physical, emotional, or spiritual, let us know if you're interested, or maybe your own experiences of your self-care. Just let us know. We're curious. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. And make sure you subscribe if you haven't and hit that bell button. See, I'm becoming like her.
Anyways, till next time.
Bye, guys.